Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and aliens, welcome back to another episode of Big on Security podcast in partnership with Get Licensed UK, the number one for security licensing, vocational course training, personal licenses. Remember, get working with Get Licensed at getlicensed.co.uk. We talk about security on here because security is a big deal for you and for me and the entire human race.
I tried, I got it wrong.
Right at the beginning.
You've been here. Hold on, wait.
Right, like the first word was wrong. I'm like,
the very first. Guys, listen, before we talk about anybody else, we still have our very own podcast regular, the good bad voice. Big up yourself one time. Thank you very much. The good bad voice is still here. You all know Yargs.
Yes, sir.
Push up your gut.
Push
up your gut. Okay. See, we have a very special guest today. Thank you all for having me here.
I was about to intervene, but I thought it was serious.
No, guys, this is Linah Ben. For those of you who, and the crowd goes wild.
I just want to say no.
Wait.
I just want to say no one did that for me.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to say that.
You man are bad.
Yeah. I just want to say that.
I did silent clap for you. I did that.
And I appreciate that. That's
Can we talk about that? Why did no one cheer for you, my bro? No.
That's even more.
It doesn't. It
I think it's a gender thing, you know.
Yeah. We don't really want to explore that right now because it's the wrong show for that. But
applause is contagious. I just did it.
He's good.
Yeah, that is good. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy you some chicken afterwards.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not profiling you.
Yeah. No, I like chicken. So that
you like chicken because I know you. Anyway, so you know what? You can have a peck flick.
Leave that. Let Linah have that.
No, she already had a chair. These men have never chaired. Do you know how long we've been together? Okay. Anyway, guys, we have Linah Ben on the show. Linah is a producer extraordinaire. I'm going to say that again for those of you who don't know that extraordinaire is French. That's intentional, by the way. I'm getting somewhere with this. Linah is a producer extraordinaire. Linah, do you want to take about 34 seconds to tell us about yourself?
Hi, guys. My name is Linah. I am a producer, mainly music videos. I guess that's about it. ASMR, you know?
Okay.
No, I hate when people ask me to introduce myself because there's only so much I can say. Like, I don't know which way to go, you know?
There's a lot of wheels.
How many? Flow.
How many wheels? Guys, Linah does music. I met Linah years and years ago on the set of a video shoot of an artist I cannot talk about. And she was really cool. The reason Linah's here is because she knows her stuff. As you know, we talk about everything security related. So today, on this episode, we are going to talk about common mistakes made by celebrities and Insta baddies. No, just kidding. And famous people. So, where do we begin? Unfortunately, sometimes these mistakes can be really tragic. I want to get serious for like a little bit. Some of these mistakes can lead to people losing their lives. We have the recent passing away of Pop Smoke, who's a real gifted young man. And I'm not saying you have to blame the people and the act of what they did for, the events that happened. However, his address being leaked online accidentally, and then the number of the house or the location they were in made it easy for him to be found. There are so many other examples. And I'm not saying this to bash social media. Social media is not a bad thing. But there are things that you have to be extra careful of when you are famous, when you are rich, and when you are both. Okay? Even more so when you are controversial. If you know you have enemies, you cannot give them clues as to where you are, what you're doing. I know we've got such a boastful entitlement now in this generation. Yeah, I just bust down my watch. Yeah, I just got the new Rolls Royce. Oh, look at me, Dior. ooh, look at me, Chanel. Well done. You've got a skirt on. Do you understand what I'm saying? I personally don't care. But the people who you're trying to inspire, intimidate, whatever it is you're doing it for, they're watching and they're taking note and they will find you. So, I'm going to start with Lena because, Yargs, you've been on the show before, so
Thanks.
don't feel away.
It's a bit late.
What do you think are big no-nos for celebrities? And do you have any examples?
Yes, I actually have a couple of examples, one being a personal one. I think the big no-no is social media, but I think where social media is kind of still new. So it's a few years old, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, like a few years ago, they even made a movie about this when there was a group of teenagers. They would watch Paris Hilton's Instagrams or Snapchats or whatever she would be doing, and they saw that she was away, and they went to her house and robbed her and took everything from her house, which is quite smart, but obviously quite bad, right?
Yeah. That's very
But
smart.
I had my own experience was, I think it was about a year ago, where we shot a music video for a UK artist, and we ended up being in his area. Obviously, I don't want to say which area or who the artist
I know
was.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No postcode, none of that. No, sorry, we can't do that.
London.
I
We
can't say.
cannot do that.
It is not.
First left-handed number.
We cannot
UK
do
based.
that.
It is not West, of course, because West is best. It is not West. It is not
Oh,
North.
anyone guess where she lives?
Not biased. And so what happened was we had to move location, and the whole neighborhood was out. When I tell you the whole neighborhood, it was easily more than 50 people, right? And everyone was there with their phones out and Snapchat and Instagram and everything. And then what happened was on the last scene, we just had this one last little scene to do. The next thing you hear is gunshots and cars pulling up and all this kind of stuff. And obviously the artist ran and whatever. But it was very scary. And all, pardon? He ran and hit. But at this point, we weren't with the fans anymore. We were just doing the last bit off the high street or wherever it was. And so obviously he ran and hit, but he did say, I need to go. And
Sorry,
I
no,
want
no.
to go home.
Wait. So first of all, I just want to make a little point here. That's no reflection on the artist, by the way.
Right,
If you hear gunshots, I don't care who
Run.
you are, run.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear no sly chat about guys. If you hear gunshots and it's got nothing to do with you, and you haven't been shot, run.
But to be fair, he did feel bad because he's like, look, I need to tell everyone to go home. And he did feel bad.
Security on site.
Not that time. But then we shot again for the same artist recently, which is then when I called my dear friend.
Okay, all right.
And
You
of course,
understand.
He said the best.
I like that. That's a personal plug.
You know what? This is really funny about the story. This is a coincidence, guys. I didn't plan this. So when I was called about the job the second time, I wasn't able to do it. So I sent Entrapped over there. And obviously he's really good at what he does. That's why I sent him. Wow. But so this is coincidence that they're both here together. But what I like is Lena's very honest, always, and
To a
it's
fault.
to a fault. But it's key. People don't realize how much information is. It's not power. We don't have no power over anything. If you tell me someone wants to kill you, you telling me that helps me prepare. It doesn't mean I can stop them killing you.
Right.
So information is key. Lena was like, yeah, they shot at us last time. And I was like, that's tight. So,
I felt like it was.
yeah.
I felt like it was important to share that so he could be prepared.
That was, yeah, so
Very important.
Lena was like, yeah, so you better be ready. I was like, I can't come.
I won't come.
Can I say that he asked me if I had a vest at home?
Guys, I'm good at what I do. I told her, do you have a vest? I said, you need to wear your vest too. And then I told EPG. But here's the thing. The first time around, why didn't they have security?
I'll tell you why. I love that. For one, we didn't think we would need security.
Ooh.
Yeah, and no, but we genuinely didn't think we would need security, you know, and
Why? What made
because
you
at the
think that?
time we'd never come across, I personally never came across any situation where we would be needing security, you know. Sometimes the label or the artist would come with their own security,
Yeah.
And I think after that situation, when we were approached by the same artist who did it, I said, no, we need to have security. And it's happened also. There was a while where it was kind of in fashion to rob music video sets as well.
Thank you. Oh my Lord.
It's happened where, you
So
know.
here's what I really want people to realize about the value of security professionals, especially good security professionals. Anybody can get it. I want you to know this now. I don't care how much of a bad man you give me the baddest men's names in the world. By whatever society calls bad, our perspectives are all different. Most people would agree that Hitler was a bad man.
Agreed.
Okay, he got it. Everybody can, if life doesn't get you, your enemies will eventually. You cannot be bad forever. I say that to say this: there is no level of goonery, gangsterism, or anything you have. You can be caught, you can be robbed, you can be injured, you can be killed. Hire security, guys. Because you are paying someone else to take on that risk for you. And pay them well.
Yeah, that extra money that you're paying for security is worth more than whatever could happen.
Worth more than
do
the
you know
6
what?
months in hospital.
Do you know what? And I think it's really important that Lena touches on that because she's not security. So for her to exactly hers, the client can show her experience, as she said, when she didn't have security, what happened, and when she did, how it went. You
No,
know?
wait, Yogs, 1 second. And after Lena speaks, please respond straight away. Don't give me the chance, because I've got so much to say. Lena, tell me what went through your head when you heard the first 2 shots.
Listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was scared. I was actually really scared because I'd never experienced that, and I'm not about that life, you know. Like I didn't grow up with like hearing gunshots and stuff. No, like I've had gunshots before, and that was in America, and they found it so normal. No, that's not me. I was so scared, and I didn't know what to do, and you feel responsible for the crew as well, you know.
And you're at work.
You're at
You
work.
shouldn't be getting shot at work.
Right.
Do you understand? Who gets shot at work? Like, that is crazy.
Is it, if I was like a BBC News reporter in Afghanistan, I get that.
Yeah.
We're in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And
So,
it just goes to show what O said. Anyone can get it.
guys, listen. Shooting alone isn't crazy. I don't know if some of you guys have ever been somewhere and one or more people have pulled out knives in sync with intent. That stuff will make your small intestines get smaller and your large intestines get small. It is crazy.
Yeah.
The threat of violence sometimes is actually worse than the actual violence itself. So what do you do to mitigate that risk? Hire security. Ooh, and pay them well. I'm going to tell you about something. Someone wanted me to assemble a team to help him look after this. I should have slapped him. But guys, remember, we don't promote violence. So he wanted me to help him look after 30 people in his float in Carnival. Real life story. I swear, I kid you not. And I said, oh, great. You know, how many people do you want? He was like, oh, maybe you and one other. I said, you want 2 people to look after 30 people in security? So he said, yeah. I said, cool. How much? He said, oh, you know, like £8.50 an hour.
Whoa.
Is
Is it next episode?
To be fair, it is above minimum wage.
Wow. Nah, sorry. Bad voice.
Should-
Good voice.
Yeah. No, hold on a second.
But of course,
First of
when
all,
it's someone's life at risk, it should be worth a lot more.
she's like, don't follow. Don't listen. Don't fall for it. She's drawing you in. Don't fall for it. Now listen, I was so offended. I said, I can't do it. And I was like, I'm not sure you should ever speak to me again. That means you're disrespecting my life. You want me to keep 30 of your people safe at £8. I said, you know what? you have to pay me a minimum of £30 an hour. And I will supervise a team that you provide of people who are willing to do £8.50 an hour. He came back to me, oh yes, henchman, I have a team, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, cool. You know how many people? Then he had 8 people, cool. How much are you paying them? £6 something an hour.
No.
I said, I cannot.
No.
What? Those guys will set you up. I'm not talking about they're going to run when an issue starts. It's their friends that will rob you.
100%.
What incentive is there for me to protect someone? £6, let's call it £7. £7 is no reason for me to put myself at risk.
Absolutely not.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I think as a client, you know, we don't necessarily think about the risk that you're putting yourself at as well. You know, we're only thinking about ourselves and the budget and how much, you know, we just think about
No, hold on. That's a lie. The budget. See that B word? That is actually, that is the key word. A lot of the clients, everything revolves around that massive B word, budget.
I know. But we don't actually think about how dangerous it is for you. You know, we just think that this is how much money we have and can you do it or not? I mean, it's the truth.
And that's the rawness of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
what it
why
boils
Lena
down
is
to.
the perfect person for this, because that's the...
And you know what's crazy? You do a good job. Sometimes someone will be like, how much did we spend on security last time? But nothing happened. Maybe we should change the budget. So I know this sounds really awful, but I say this to all my security friends. Every time something goes wrong somewhere for someone, it's good for business. Because it reminds them why they need us. So that time that they got shot at, that's a miracle. It was awful for them at the time. I'm glad no one got hurt. But it reminded them when they needed to go back there or to, you know, to work with the client again, ooh, we should get security in case someone decides to try and kill us all.
Right. It takes for something to happen for us to then, you know, protect ourselves. Even
Facts.
with the robbing the sets and stuff, that's when we started getting security as well for kit. Because kit is quite expensive.
Quite.
Yeah, obviously I don't want to say this right now because I
generous.
don't want people to get ideas.
Yeah. Well, they can't rob your sets because man's dead.
Not anymore.
And by the way, so all your sets now have security.
Not all. It depends. It depends on location.
No, all your sets have security.
Okay. No.
I bust it for that. Bust it for that. I bust it for that.
No, but seriously, the reason why I want to elaborate on that is you've been through it.
Yes.
You've been through the thick of it.
Yes.
So even going through it, there's still some situations where you won't necessarily hire security. Not even one member of security.
Yeah. So recently, I think about a week ago, we shot a music video and it was all in one location indoors. Sorry. And I mean, we didn't really need security. You know, there's a big gate and it's the same location that we shot at last
Don't look
time.
at me like I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
But you know where we filmed and we went to the second. Yeah. So you know it's quite secure and the artist himself is quite harmful. I mean harmless, not harmful.
Humble, yeah.
Harmless, yeah. So yeah, I mean, but when I think it depends on locations and it depends on the artist.
Here's what's interesting. Guys, we have to go back to the social media element after this. When you think about musicians or you think about popular people, whatever, whoever's out there, you always think it's the bad boys or the ones in some type of conflict that need protection. In actual fact, most bad boys rob the nerds or the safe, humble people. Most bad boys don't rob other bad boys. They rob the nice guys who have worked legitimately for the... Like, most men won't see a man that... A lot of you guys haven't seen Good Voice, Bad Voice. You wouldn't try and take his watch if you saw him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you saw, like... I've had a lot of phone calls from guys...
If you see Robert.
Guys, one of my pals is here. He's the AP here, and he's a really, really nice, handsome, white male...
With a beautiful watch.
With a beautiful watch, who's 5 foot 6.5. Now, if I was going to rob anyone, he'd get robbed first. And that's what people do because it's what's the easiest target. I want to minimize the risk I put myself at while committing this crime. So I don't understand why even nice people think, oh, we shouldn't get security. Yes, you should. Because all it takes is for someone to find out that they're over there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
One of the tricks back in the days was that people used to have scouters. I'll be like, oh, someone give the phone call. Yeah, there's about, 3 or 4 APs at this venue. Man, don't be waiting for you outside. Hey, Timmy, give me the watch. And Timmy came there with his bird. His bird's not going to jump in. Timmy's not going to say no. That's an easy 20,000 you just made. Easy 20,000.
Well, as long as they've got it insured,
That's their business.
Yeah.
I'm here to talk about. So security, this is what we said in another episode. Security is human insurance.
It is.
Anisha's going to like that. Hold on.
She waited for a second.
Bust it. Bust it.
She didn't want to.
I don't have a gun, but
I'm gonna let you
it's
go.
a gender thing
I'm gonna
again.
let you go.
Yeah. Right, she grabbed your gun. Okay. So let's go to
See how I did that.
let's go back to social media.
Sure.
What would you say are the do's and don'ts?
On sets, when we have really and truly, it should be with all video shoots that we do, but when it's big artists or those that are at risk, or like the bad boys or whatever, we always say that it's a closed set and no social media allowed and none of that, because we don't want the location to be leaked or anything to be known what we're doing, because then you're put at risk, because you don't know who's going to be watching that or who's calling who to come and then rob you or rush
So
you.
a lot of people don't know a closed set means it is very strict on who can be present. There's none of that, oh, my friend's here, I brought an intern, an apprentice, it's my barber, it's my stylist, it's the neighbor. No. If your name's not on the list, we don't want to see your face. That's a closed set. Can I call her name? I'm going to call her name. I once went to a video shoot for Rihanna.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
You dropped a name here.
thanks.
It's okay.
Put it back. So obviously Riri just winked at me a little bit. She won't remember that car,
Did she actually do that, or is
No. She
She had a
okay.
bit of
it would have happened in mine?
Yeah. So no, she might have winked at someone else, but I was in the way. Yeah. Anyway, on arrival, they covered everyone's phone cameras. They covered the camera on everyone's phone. Luckily, everyone that was there was professional enough to respect that. I took the cover off my phone. And then I put my phone in my pocket. I just thought that it was a bit childish. Just tell me not to use my phone, and I won't use my phone. Do you understand? I'm a big man. But I just want to emphasize the level that they're ready to go to. Oh, we also had to sign,
NDAs.
Oh, no, that's normal. We had to sign our electronic devices in. So, like, imagine, like, Henchy, 2 phones.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, I was like, these guys are not playing. But I get it, because they appreciate. All it takes is for one person to be like, Riri is in. The road is locked off after that. Do you understand? Like, it's crazy. I've done private parties for the biggest stars in this country, and I physically, no, stay away from me. I physically collected everybody's phone. Physically. Their personal friends get upset, and I'm like, you can leave or you can take it with your friend, but your phone is staying with me. And that's what it takes, because, all right, when I'm protecting you, I'm not just protecting your property, I'm protecting your brand. I'm protecting your privacy.
Exactly.
Do you know that the internet is curious to know if you were getting a stiff wine in the corner?
Very stiff. Right?
Someone's gonna. Whoa.
Sorry, I have a question, because you're saying now about those people that don't want to give their phones or whatever. You just said that when you went on Riri shoot or whatever, they taped up your phone, but then you took it off.
And I put my phone in my pocket.
Right.
Which means I didn't use it for the time of being there.
Right, but then how would you have felt if one of the people that were there did the same thing?
What, you mean never use their phone and stuck to the rules?
Sure.
You see what I did there?
No, but okay.
All I did was follow the rules in my own way. We would prefer, it's like, yeah, they probably would have preferred me not to take the little ugly sticker off. But the point is, the spirit behind them doing that was that no one should use their phones. And that's what I did. I felt like they should have just asked. You don't impose it, because I'm an adult male.
I mean, to impose on that, because of being in the industry that we are in, security and close protection, it's the way we take security is a lot different to people who are not in security.
Yeah.
So, i.e., the normal friend or the normal adult or anyone else that's in the venue, they might not see how serious exposing the location.
Do you know what?
is.
No, I feel like the whole covering the camera thing was maybe an intern or an admin
think it was
person's
good.
decision. Yeah,
I think it
I
was
don't
good.
think, because a real security man would just be like, guys, hey, maybe. So I actually turned my phone off. I should have added that as well. I just turned my phone, because if it was on, I know I'd have a look.
Yeah.
So I turned it off and put it in my pocket. Guys, could you turn off your phones, please, and put it in your pocket? Don't, like, I'm an adult male.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a sticker over my camera.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we talked about this in another episode. How you approach people makes all the difference. If you're like, someone, say for the door guys, someone comes up to the door, the last entry is over. No, mate, F off, you're not getting in. They haven't even said a word.
But
What?
this goes back to me when I said about once they get their badge, they
think their life's changed.
Yeah, they
Although-
automatically believe I'm superior to anyone that doesn't have a badge.
Have you seen the video? Sorry, I'm now drifting, but have you seen? There's a video of a guy who's completely wasted, and he goes up to the door to the security guy at the club, and I don't know, he's just being drunk and whatever, and then the guy just knocked him out.
Okay, he should go to jail. That is assault.
It is,
That is, and if his skin is split anywhere, that's actual bodily harm.
but they're not allowed. Security isn't allowed to hit anymore, right?
Whoa.
I mean, at
Yes,
club-
we
in
are.
Clubs.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So we are allowed to protect ourselves
Okay.
with reasonable force. If you are throwing punches at me, it is reasonable for me to punch you back.
Sound like a fed right now, bro.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
The
So
law is
Rob
important.
just said, I sound like a fed. Listen to this, guys. This is my definition of security. We are an extension of the police with none of the rights or the resources. I'm going to say that again. Security is an extension of the police with none of the rights or the resources. We are supposed to enforce the rule of law, but we don't have no power to do so.
And even so, with you saying that as well, sometimes when the police are doing like marches or stuff, they do ask for security presence,
Thank you.
and they have more authority.
Listen to
than
me.
us, so it's,
I know that I got more people that can mash up the feds than anything. But the uniform, I big up the feds, by the way. You lot do your thing. But people listen to you because of our social conditioning to your uniform. Have you ever seen police officers out of their uniform?
Well, we don't know what.
I do. They're the kind of people what are you looking at, fam? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's why most of the time when like the real bad youths are getting arrested, they're like, hey fam, you know if you didn't have that uniform on, you'd never talk to me. And they're not lying.
Yeah, it's a
The
fact.
uniform and the gun, that's not in this country. Unless you're dealing with,
The red police, diplomatic police.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
they have guns.
but they don't involve themselves in the low political crimes. Who should I give away police secrets on here? No, I'm not going to do that. Another time. Another
Next
time.
episode, guys.
yeah. Next
Stay
episode.
tuned.
So, the BTP, British Transport Police. Ooh, fun fact. We'll come back to social media in 30 seconds. Fun fact: British Transport Police is not run by the Home Office. They are an actual limited company.
really.
They're run by the shareholders of the rail network.
Okay.
It is a company run by shareholders.
So is that
They
why-
are sanctioned. They are given authority by the Home. The Metropolitan Police is run by the Home Office.
Yeah.
The British Transport Police are given all the same rights as the Metropolitan Police, but it's a right that they've been given and can be taken. You can't take away the Met's rights
So why are they?
because someone has to police.
Granted.
Someone has to police
No,
the railway
No,
network.
forget about that. Why are they granted firearms?
Because sometimes you have to shoot them.
Well, absolutely, absolutely.
But
Just a
why
little
does
jealous.
the British Transport Police, what are they called, have guns and not the normal police?
The normal police do have guns. It's just a specific team. So the BTP aren't as big a team as the Met,
Right.
for instance. Their priority. Can they? Yeah, they can. They're concerned with anything to do with travel. So whereas the Met is concerned with
Everything.
Anyway, guys, let's get back to the do's and don'ts. So, social media. Whilst you are in a place, you guys need to learn this. You put too much out on the internet anyway. I used to be guilty of this. I'm not anymore. But whilst you are at a place, you don't need to have your location on.
We'll
Take-
post it later.
Take the picture, save it. Take the video, save it. When you have left, post it. A man that had to learn that the hard way was Splinter with the hair from America, the one that just came home after telling on everybody. No, Splinter. We can't even give him the numbers.
6'9".
No,
Oh,
Splinter.
okay.
Splinter.
Making sure.
Minnie Mouse. That one.
Kim K. We didn't talk about Kim K.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, but I got views on the Kim K thing still.
I mean, besides your personal views, she did post a lot on her social media and
That's true.
posted where she was and her jewelry and all of that kind of stuff until.
Not only that, it's a good point to see what happens without security. Again, that's the importance of having security, because if Pascal was there,
I find it
more
weird
likely
that
he
you're going to
wouldn't
pay all that money for, and big up Pascal, like Pascal's he's a really nice guy. I've met him a couple of times. You're not going to pay all that money for that man and then send him to the club with your sisters.
But I think in her situation, she thought, I'm in this apartment, there's a concierge, it's a secure. Well,
not
I'm
at
sure
that
that's what she
level.
thought at the time.
At Kim's level,
Yeah, but you're not going to think, someone's going to come.
Do
and
you know how easy it is to get past a concierge?
I do now.
I'm being like, people, we are so lax about security in general. People think because there's a concierge, and you know what? Usually concierges have one man there. If 4 men come in, forget about that guy. If I was the guy at concierge and 4 men with guns come in and go, your shift's finished, I'd be, oh, guys, you're so right. Is that the time? I'll call the police on my way out to help you,
Right.
but I'm not going to get shot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when all right, if he chooses to get shot, he's just dead. That's it. Nothing's going to happen. Kim won't go and look after his family or none of the above. So I'm not going to pin the blame on him. I'm not going to pin the blame on Pascal. It's the circumstances are dodgy, but definitely they rely on the power of social media, because when they stay in places where regular people will probably never get to stay,
Right.
and regular people need to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I don't even know what's the name of the places they eat at or whatever, but I know that I can't get in there.
I think it depends. For instance, with me, I'm a normal civilian, right? So if I'm having fun, you will not see anything on social media, maybe 1 or 2 pictures. But I guess when you're a celebrity, you have to keep your social media going. You have to post. You have to keep your followers engaged. So you have to post these things, and most of them are. I don't want to say new money, but it's like new to them. So they're going to be there posting, showing off, and because it's something new to them, something that they would have never done had they not had this career.
At the moment and not when they get home. Do you know what I'm saying? Take all your
it's
pictures.
different.
Because
Do you know why? Coming out of my shoes, it's the moment. The
Right.
moment's different.
The moment of taking the
Yeah,
snap,
because
posting
being
at the moment.
here doing this right now is different from later when I get home. I'm not as excited now. I'm
It's
chilled.
over, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like now,
guys,
I'm like,
it's
it's
the
lit.
Also,
And
I'm
it's
sorry.
one button.
It's the culture.
Yeah.
Our culture is we are the microwave generation. We're very instant.
Yeah.
I'm here now. You
Yeah, the
can
moment.
instantly
The
back in
moment.
the day, if your mum took you somewhere where you don't normally get to go, you went
was
to
just
the
it.
shop or you back. It's when you come back and you tell you, hey, mummy took me to the shard. You see, when you're in the shard now, you don't have to wait to get home. You just post it up. Yeah, I'm on the shard. And then everyone's like, rah. I find that people feel, I don't think you lose anything in saving and posting later, because the people were none the wiser anyway. When you're really famous, what you're afraid of is that someone else posts it before you. And it's not just it, because we've seen it happen. We've seen people make money off videos. We've seen people we've seen people get fame and adoration and glamour from at boom, boom, boom. At boom, boom, boom with. You know what? My favorite one is the sly dogs. So say, for instance, because Lena's really high up in her industry.
Oh,
So
thank you.
let's say I've just seen Lena post a picture that, let's say Lena just posted a picture at, say, at the Mandarin or something. Rather than me saying I'm with Lena, I'd say at the Mandarin, you know how we do. Now, there's a blog page somewhere that'd be like, ooh, Lena and Henshi are at the
Right,
Mandarin together.
right.
We know what's going on. Come on. But that rumor is greater than actually what's going on.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's all a risk. Because guess what? If I know that Lena has a Patek. Oh, if I know Lena has a Patek, I just be like, hey, yo, they're at the Mandarin. Or, yeah, I mean, the Patek's on her left wrist. And that's pretty much how it works.
Can I say something about, you were talking about watches and people rubbing and etc. You know that girls do that.
What?
There are girls who will target. I've never done this. Just sorry. So yeah, there are girls who will target guys in the club, and so they'll flirt with them and get them to drink more, etc. Get them to take them back to the house, and then what they would do is they would put like a sleeping pill. From what I've heard, from what I've been told, right?
Facts.
They would put like a sleeping pill or something in the drink for the guy to fall asleep, and then they just rub the guy.
Let me just make this fun for the listeners. There's also a version of that story where they put a sleeping agent on their nipple.
Oh, that is so smart. Sorry.
You want to know?
That's a real life story. They put a sleeping agent on their nipple. It's like on a little thing that it's really hard to detect. And then obviously you know what man done before. You know what man done before he fell asleep. And so like back in the old days, the girls would then tell the man them to come and rob you whilst they were there. Now they don't have to do that anymore. Once you're asleep, they just take all your things.
Joke's on you, I ain't got no money, I'll just make you guys think that. Once we're back there,
So here's the thing. People like that hate people like me because guess what I'm going to do? Not let you follow us back. When you're like, oh, can I come in your car? No, it's all right, miss. We'll send you an address. Because once we get in our vehicle, I assess my client.
Yeah.
Are you still in control? Do you understand what you want? Do you understand what I'm saying? And if you really must have this person, we're not going to your house.
Absolutely.
You have to book a hotel room. So now if anything does happen, we're at a better advantage and they don't know where you live.
And we'll send the car. Because just sending the location,
Correct.
who else is that location
There's so
going
much
to?
more to it.
So we'll send the car for that individual,
Although
and we'll take the.
a lot of the times they're hard headed.
So what do you do, for instance, if you're being security for, let's just say, a celebrity or high net worth individual, and they want to take girls back to like an after party?
Can't talk about that right now, dog.
But I mean, is that like security measures?
100%. It depends on how many girls we're talking about.
Let's just say like a seven. There's a bunch of girls. Don't know if 7 is a bunch to you or not, but
And where's the after party? In a hotel room, or is it actually
very good question.
a venue that is actually
Either a hotel or the person's house.
The person when if it's the person's house, that's a no. I'm gonna shut that down.
Right, because they could always come back and.
Yeah, there's 7 strangers.
sorry, how much say is that dependent on client? Because if I was
No, I
I'm
don't.
drunk with my couple of guys, just tipsy, but you're looking after me, and I say, right, listen, we've got these three, 4 girls, they're going to come back to mine. You say no.
Yeah.
How does that run?
So, or your friends are going back to yours as well.
So like me, Daniel, and my man here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just these 4 guys just going to come back to mine.
We're
Yeah.
not invited.
Yeah. So, first of all, no.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
No, I really,
First
really
of all-
I'm
How
gonna.
would that affect your relationship
The-
with that client in the future?
That's your business.
I think
What's going to happen is you wouldn't have been robbed. You wouldn't have been set up. You're not going to be. No one's going to be pregnant for you. Your wife, who's on holiday, won't find out that any girls came to your house because guess what? No girls came to your house.
And-
Guess who's to thank for that? So when you're sobered up in the morning, you're
I
gonna
like
thank
that.
me. Yeah. When you're sobered up in the morning, you're gonna thank me.
And I think this is where it takes, because people that's not in security always think they know everything about security.
Facts.
And that's the issue that you have with being the person providing it and the person receiving it. Like I said on a different episode, they had 800 people, they wanted forced security. How do you protect
Anyone? How do you
How?
say anyone?
How? Do you know you can't even protect yourself to an extent? If you get in a stampede against 800 people, you cannot protect
You
yourself.
don't. Well, what are you talking
know?
about? 800 people. If 20 men started fighting, you don't need 800 people. If
Facts.
20 men started fighting, you guys are done.
So I think with the client and with what you said, your client has to understand.
Do you know what? That is an important bit. Because
Yeah.
I think what I'm doing is I'm imagining how can I carry on living my life. I won't say how I live my life.
Thank you.
But how can I go on living that life? And because if you said to me, Ollie, if you said, do you know what, mate?
Yeah.
Turn your phone off tonight. We're going
Yeah.
here, there, and everywhere. You don't.
Yeah.
Need to, if you do want to post.
Oh, no, I can't.
That
Okay,
I can
yeah.
handle.
Okay.
But if you then said to me, like I said, okay, you've just done a packed show. You and your boy are a little bit tipsy. You want to take these girls back. Now, that's what I'm saying no to. Then I'd have a problem.
No. So I'd give you options.
Yeah.
I can't flat out say. I can flat out say no to you, but
Don't
I
get me wrong, I'd expect
yeah
to have that
I
level of
have
respect.
yeah
If you
yeah.
said no, I'd take it.
No, you
But
don't.
then
No, you get rid of me. It depends on who you are. No, but this is a serious thing. I've had to put my job on the line out of principle before, but my principle for my reputation
It's more.
is greater than your desire for a little bit of puntata.
Okay, wow.
So, man said, "Whap! This
Puntata.
I get this guy out of here." No. So listen, here's the thing. I don't just. This is just my way. I won't just say it's a bad idea, and I'm not just gonna be like it's a bad idea. Don't you think we should do this instead? Do you understand what I'm saying? How long have you? If you've only known the girls in the last 2 hours, it's definitely a bad idea to go to your house. Book a hotel room.
And I think that's
I-
Now, that's what I'm saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
If you've got options,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, they shouldn't go to your house.
This is the best
Book a
thing.
hotel room.
so
I can stand outside a hotel room. Do you know that there's still measures that I can provide.
not only that, we don't have to worry about them coming back to that hotel.
Yeah, no, they
you
can
won't
go
be
back there
there.
if you want, but you won't be there. You don't live because sometimes for setting people up, the inconvenience of laughing at all your jokes, following you around, maybe even giving you a little just to find out where you live, knowing that you have a safe in your house is worth it. Because let's say that takes 6 hours of their time, and then it takes 1 hour for them to turn up with their friends at your house. That's 7 hours work for £40,000. That's a great wage.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't look at it in those terms. You split that down to an hourly rate. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, of course.
Cool. So it's not just to say flat out no, it's to be like, because you know what? When you go out, people sometimes at the end of the night, you do want to have a little entanglement. You understand what I'm saying? So you might just be like, what's the best way to facilitate this? Hey, big up the Fresh Prince.
Have tango.
It's a tango. Oh my Lord. So listen, the most important thing is this. For any security professional, no, just for people in general, consider the risk you're putting yourself at. You're putting your future self at. So when you hire me, for instance, or you hire Yargs or whoever else, you're planning on getting drunk. You know that little money you paid me means I will not let anything happen to you.
But I think, maybe you should, when someone tries to book you and tries to negotiate, maybe you should emphasize on how serious this is, that you're putting your life at risk, you're saving this person, etc. Because I obviously now I know, but you know, before I was like, oh, we just need security. Oh, you're just gonna be there. That's how I used to think.
People just think you're just guys that stand there.
Yeah, that's what you think.
And you know what's really annoying?
Until something happens.
It's a lose-lose situation because, first of all, guys, I don't think I'm intimidating, but I've been told this.
He almost broke my hand the first time we
Wait
met.
a
He shook my
second.
hand.
Wait a second.
Wow.
Wait a second. What she's saying is that I have a strong handshake, not that I was assaulting her. I think you need
What
to
he said,
clarify.
yes.
Okay. No, so here's the thing. You do your job well, nothing happened. They think, oh, we didn't really need to hire him.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not there, something happens. Then we need to... It's like some people almost say, don't do your job too well so that the fear remains.
Do you know what's
But-
funny?
That eased me off a little bit, you know.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're doing your job well because you're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
And doing your job well means everybody's safe, nothing goes
Right.
wrong.
Do you know what's so?
And then they in their feeling is, why do we have him when nothing goes wrong? Or then they think, oh, maybe we should pay him less.
Yeah, but that's how that's how we're programmed. That's how the human brain is. It's
You
just
know
like,
what?
for instance,
What? Go
I'm so
ahead.
sorry. It's for instance like when you're in a car, some people hate to wear seatbelts. They're like, oh, I don't need to wear a seatbelt until something happens, and then now you're like, shit, I should have worn a seatbelt.
And
It's
you know
the
what
exact
the
same thing.
common factor denominator is there? It's always to do with safety. That's why nobody really wants to do insurance, really, because at the end of the day, nothing's gonna happen, and then we're like,
Until someone... And you know what my favorite thing is in the world ever? It wasn't even your fault.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's... Because that's what everyone's thing is. No, but I'm a good driver. I'm careful.
But it's-
Guess what?
yeah.
Someone else is going to hit
Right.
me. Someone else
That's what I
wasn't
always
careful.
say, yeah.
People think security or the risk of safety is about what they're going to do. I'm well behaved. My friends don't fight. We're responsible. If a fight breaks out next to you, you're at risk. I wasn't going to talk about this at all, but Yards reminded me about a time when Amber Rose came down to the... so yeah.
He dropped another one.
I didn't do that, Joe.
I mean, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that? Take that back. In fact, hold
Put it
on.
back on the floor.
No, there you go.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let Yards talk about it.
It was interesting because again, it goes back to this budget where you don't want to spend what you need and you don't value what you have until it's not there. And Amber came over again. I'm saying that she's my friend.
right.
Amber came over and they didn't want to pay what they should have paid to protect her brand, her reputation, her life. And she ended up coming over, and as we all know, Amber is fine,
Big booty.
very fine. And she was going through the crowd, cutting through the crowd with her
Big booty.
whatever they hired for her.
Yeah.
And she was, her booty was getting,
Oh,
her head was getting.
now let's talk about that. What happened to her head?
They was playing CD marks on her head. Freaking-
For anyone that doesn't know,
You know-
year 8, you get a skinhead or a skin fade for the first time.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
many
yeah,
months.
yeah.
You're getting-
Remember, so in if
Yeah.
you're watching this and you're from across the pond in the secondary schools here, if you get a really low fade or you have a bald head, you get slapped in your head at school. It's just it's part of growing up. Okay, yeah, hard slaps.
Yeah, but it just,
Or they rub your head like this. Hey, go son.
and
That's what happened to
that's what it
the Amber Rose.
Or if
that
you're
was-
Kanye, you
and
lick
that
the
was
head.
down to the fact of,
Wow.
of
Wait a
the
second.
budget and them not
Wait a
wanting to
second.
spend the money that they would have. Because I can assure you, if O was there,
None of it would have happened.
it wouldn't have happened.
So how
it
many
wouldn't have-
securities did you have?
How many did, was it one?
I'm not gonna comment on it.
Okay, don't.
Okay.
But it wasn't, regardless of what she had, it wasn't enough, and they didn't do the job they should
Man
have.
was rubbing her head
That's wait.
like it was
How
a
do you
crystal
get that-
ball.
How do you get that close? How are you that close to my client? If I'm protecting your life, I shouldn't be
Able to reach.
this close to you. And I'm being hired to protect your life.
Now listen, do you know what
That's
but
crazy.
I like when things like that happen. I say this all the time. It is evidence of why you should take us seriously. It's evidence of what can go wrong if you don't have appropriate security. So we're gonna try and wind this up. The producers them are giving me.
My parking expired. And I left my. I can't extend.
She's not talking. She's not talking anymore. She's hiding up. She's like, why are we still here?
I
No.
left my laptop in the car. I know you guys are security, you know.
Wow. You should have booked him. You would have been safe.
You'd have
I
been
got
safe.
distracted, you know.
You should have been. Why didn't you put it in? Is it in the boot?
No. It's in the front seats.
We're here talking about safety and security, and she left her laptop
Well,
in the
this
front.
is what not to do,
You'd like to
guys.
say on Facebook Live, or everyone would know.
Yeah.
Location drop.
Delete.
Okay, well, that kind of leaves us with keep it to yourself.
I like
Post
that.
it later. Save. Post later.
Yeah, if you value it,
And
keep
get
it to
security
yourself.
when you can.
And don't negotiate their monies. Have some manners.
Yeah.
Okay? Pay what the value of your life and their life is way more than whatever it is they're asking you to pay. Thank you guys for joining us on the Big On Security podcast. We talk about security because it is a big deal for you and for me and the entire human race.
Got it.
Lena, come on.